Praise be to Allah. Assalamu alaikum. Hatepu. Alafia. Shalom. Free the land. And black laws for all black people. I am not about to begin my lecture. I have been asked by Attorney Alton Maddox, as he had another engagement and another appointment, asked to handle this part of our meeting just before moving into the lecture. This is the important part of the meeting that we cannot forget. Our two princesses, let's give them a strong black hand, have come up with the public donation or the charity baskets. Of course, we do this on every Wednesday here at the meeting of the United African Movement. And this evening, Attorney Alton Maddox has asked that we do it harder and stronger than we normally do, as it was written and prophesied that he would come to seek and to save that which was lost. And we can find no other people fitting the scriptures of the Holy Quran and the prophecies of the Bible and the wise prophecies and predictions and sayings of our ancestors. We can find no other people fitting the description of the lost brother, the lost sister, or the lost sheep, except we, the 50 million or more mentally and spiritually dead black men and black women here in the hells of North America. And so we thank that God for coming as it was written and prophesied again that he would come. That he would come, as Matthew 24 and 27 says, that as the lightning shineth from the east, even unto the west, so also shall be the coming of the Son of Man. That he would come from the east to the west. And he would come looking for the lost, found nation that would have been here for the past 400 years. And so we thank him. We are thankful for that power, for that force, for that spirit, for that mind coming in the person of one Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever. And we thank him for his divine messenger and Messiah, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank the two of them for the man who I believe is the champion for the liberation and salvation of the black nation. That one who is anointed and appointed for this hour of our resurrection and rise. I speak of none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, completing the work of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. In their names, I greet you, brothers and sisters, once more. Assalamu alaikum. As we begin this segment of our meeting. And we will open the floor for a few questions at the close. As last I spoke to you, my subject was at the crossroads in my life. This is the day after the anniversary, as some call it, or the day marking the 30th year after the assassination of Minister Malcolm X, El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz, Brother Omar Wali. This being the 30th year marking his assassination, and this May 19th, I believe, would represent the 70th year of his birth. But though Malcolm was assassinated, Malcolm is not dead. Malcolm lives on in the minds and hearts of the masses of black people. Malcolm lives on in the minds and hearts of the dedicated, of the hardcore, of the sincere and the serious, but there are also some boot-licking, butt-licking, buck-dancing, bamboozled, half-baked, half-fried, punkified, sissified, pasteurized, homogenized niggas that have Malcolm's picture up on the wall today. So Malcolm lives on today. Malcolm is still winning converts to the liberation struggle and still winning converts to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. For some reason, history has a way of repeating itself. But it is not really history that repeats itself. We repeat ourselves. And so we go over history over and over and over again. And God ordains that we go over it over and over again until we learn the lessons of history. I want to cover as much ground from my heart tonight as I can. I think Sister Glenda did a good job with this story. I didn't know what the headlines would be. This silly looking picture of me, but Sister Glenda can't be held responsible for that. The camera only takes what it sees. It says Khalid Muhammad to Farrakhan. What about me? Well, I don't know how they come up with these headlines. Khallid bears his heart to Glenda Cadogan in an exclusive interview. Then we open and it shows me with members of the Black Panther Party who are armed and ready. And I'm happy to stand with the Black Panther Party and for the Black Panther Party to stand with me with such powerful weapons. Lets you know that you can't shoot at me again and know somebody don't shoot back. And then we move to page, I believe it is 8. We're on page 8. This is my first time seeing this here tonight. I had one of the sisters in the struggle to read part of it to me on the phone, who's in our audience here tonight. But page 8, analyzing the question, is history repeating itself? And a photo of Malcolm and a photo of me. Emerge magazine raised the question, is Khallid, and we talked about it here, is Khallid undermining Farrakhan? Various other Negro writers, not black, various other Negro writers have written similar things. When I last came before you, my great prayer was to meet with my spiritual father, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and to have that father-to-son session. And I must report to you that we have not had that meeting yet. That I have called, but due to his schedule, we have not been able to meet yet. I intend to go to Savior's Day or to Chicago this weekend. And hopefully, by being so close, I will have that meeting this weekend. There are things in history that I want to avoid. I don't want my tombstone to read hypocrite. I don't want my tombstone to read traitor, turncoat. I want mine to read that I gave the enemy hell, the no good bastard, from the cradle to the grave. I wanted to read that I learned the lessons of history. Malcolm has walked this road already. Malcolm has already taken this examination, and he took this test 30 years ago. And he left the answers for us, all of us. He left the key to the test. And when somebody leaves you the answers to the examination and the key to the test, then you should be able to pass the test. And so because Malcolm walked ahead of me, by God's grace, perhaps I can walk a little better than I might have walked if Malcolm had not passed this way. So many are coming to me now, even more than before when I was here, saying, you know, Minister Farrakhan dissed you. He disrespected you. He kicked you to the curb, they say. You're a fool, somebody told me. Straight up. How long are you going to wait? You're waiting for a meeting over a year. What are you waiting for? And as some have said, you're a leader in your own right. I told you about them. They still say that. Why don't you go on and start your own movement? I'll be with you. I say, yeah, right. Okay. I understand Malcolm more today than I ever understood him before. I understand Malcolm's pain, even if it's just a little bit. I understand Malcolm's pain. I understand Malcolm's disappointment. I understand Malcolm's loneliness. So often, I feel alone. I feel like I'm all by myself. So often, I know God is sufficient. But so often, I feel like, yes, there are many, I'm sure, who love me. But when it comes to walking with me, very few. 99% of the time, it seems, that I walk alone. Don't have that special brother, sister. Every now and then, there have been those who have come, and one or two working here and there, even now, in a dedicated way. But to have that special black woman or that special queen who will walk with me through hell, walk with me through fire, walk with me anywhere. I pray for that, but somehow it eludes me. To have the opportunity to sit with my spiritual father again, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and be as close as we were before. But somehow it eludes me. I cannot accept that I'm so bad, that I've done something so terrible, that this is some curse or some punishment. If giving the white man hell is wrong, then as the song says, I don't want to be right. If deciding that I have never been an American. I'm not an American and will never be an American is wrong, then I don't want to be right. I have never voted in my life, and I don't care what you think about that. I will never get behind a curtain and pull a lever for some cracker or some bootlicking nigger who will be influenced and controlled by the cracker once he or she gets in position. Look how these Negroes sold the 125th Street vendors out, these bootlicking toms, these Negroes in the city government working with the white man here in New York City. I will never vote. Vote for what? If that makes me wrong, I don't want to be right. If what I said at Keene College, I'm to be cursed for that, ostracized for that. What I said at Keene College then, I meant, and I mean it even now. And if the opportunity presented itself again, I'd say it over and over and over again. I was not born to be a punk. I was not born to pussyfoot and dilly-dally and beat around the bush and tiptoe through the tulips. I was born to stand up for the liberation and salvation of black people. I believe that the team of Elijah and Malcolm was the most unbeatable team that had ever come along since our sojourn here in the hells of North America. If Malcolm and his spiritual father, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, could have remained together, where would we be now? We wouldn't give a damn about Newt Gingrich and the boys and the Republican boys who have come in and the Democrat boys who are now there talking about pulling back on so-called affirmative action and welfare and all that constipating government cheese that they used to give out to us. We wouldn't be worried about that if Elijah and Malcolm could have remained together. I believe that it is important for Khallid to be with Farrakhan. Yes, any questions that you have of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then instead of coming to me and asking me what I feel, why did he do this and why did he do that, if you really wanted to know why he did it, you would call Chicago and ask him, or every one of you would have written him a letter by now asking him. Or you would have been on LIB and the other radio stations across New York and America raising this question. But you want to urge me and push me, some of you, the way Malcolm was pushed 30 years ago, so that Malcolm would make some mistakes that would ultimately cost him his life. I don't fear death. To me, death is a sissy. To me, death is a punk. I've looked death in the face because of a mighty God backing me up and the spirit of my ancestors, and have been able to walk away from death. And I'm still here by his grace today. So as the scripture says, I don't boast in myself, I boast in the Lord.